Welcome, Adam Spaeth, to Artist Spotlight 2020 for the Millstream Arts Festival. And you are also part of the art crawl for downtown St. Cloud. You've participated in each event in different ways. So I would like to start out with, could you please share what you do for your art, and maybe then we'll get into your background.
Great. Well, for me, for my art, I'm a community artist, so I bring the experience of art into my community. So that's what I do at the St. Cloud Art Crawl too. Set up a painting, and we all get to paint together.
And that's what you did for Millstream, right? That's what you did for Millstream last year. You brought a piece and people shared. Do you remember the kind of piece you made with them or
Okay, so for Millstream, we were trying to do a koi fish. Unfortunately, with the rain, it kind of like melted a little bit, so it's this really cool orange and black and white blob.
oh, well there you go. Well, hopefully next year's Millstream will look a little different and you can do
Yeah,
that and maybe sell some of your art too. So at the art crawl downtown, what kinds of things have you done there?
I've done a lot of community paintings there. So far, the most I've had like one art crawl amount of people work on it's 100 or so. That's kind of, I think it was 70 people worked on the one for Millstream. I'm very fortunate I get to sell my stuff there too. So like shirts and paintings and all that other good stuff.
Good, good. I know you're kind of everywhere in St. Cloud right now, but could you share your background? What brought you to art, to painting today? What was your journey with that you could share with us?
It's been a great journey. Worked on the ambulance, and while I was in the ambulance, I was doing art. And me and my daughter make art all the time. And that's really what pushed me into doing this community art piece. I absolutely love doing it with her. And then it gave me the skills that I needed to do it with other people too.
Mhm.
So then, like when I originally started, I thought, to be an artist, you have to have an exhibition, or you have to have an exhibit somewhere. That's what makes you an artist. But after doing it now for a while, it's this community piece that I really enjoy. It makes me the artist I am today.
Mhm. And how did you get started with it in St. Cloud? Because I know you didn't s- you weren't you came back to St. Cloud. And how did you get started here in St. Cloud doing art again, painting?
I got very fortunate. I've always made and created my whole life. I had the idea for a community painting, and I told the St. Cloud Art Crawl, and then I was very lucky. The owner of Corks at the time sat down, they listened to me talk, and they let me do the community painting. And it was like, this is amazing. So then from there, I branched off, and I've done community paintings all across the state. I've done like community murals, which has been really great. I did one in New York Mills in St. Cloud here at Revolver Studios, which is almost done. So, and then just everywhere, it's been great. And it all started here in town. So,
So what are some other places or events that you've done community paintings at that you could share with us? Because I know you had an exhibit on it.
yes. So the community paintings I like to do at a lot of the art events, but I've also been fortunate that I can do it with other places too. For example, the Scardalls, they have their derby and they allow me to come in there. And I do it there too. And it's a really great way to connect with people that would normally get to do art or may not have realized they could do art like that. And same thing goes with like some of the nonprofits I've been able to work with, which I love. The S Network, for example. Last year, when it was nice out, no COVID, I got to do community paintings and all this community work where we all came together to create all summer long. So that was really great. I've also partnered with District 742 and did like a really cool piece. That was fun. Last year, what I did was I went after going all around the state. I put all the paintings up on exhibit at the Paramount. So everybody that worked on it got to be an exhibited artist in like my area. So
Very good. So in a world full of artists and people that are really trying to stand out and trying to
mm,
make their mark, what is the one thing you want people to know about your art and what you do?
well, for me, it's the community aspect. So I paint for myself, but what I think that separates me or what makes me the artist I am is the community aspect. It's teaching art in a unique way and in a unique setting. You don't have to go to a class. You can just come find me at a community event and do some art. there's structure, but it's very loose. So you can come and learn for a few minutes at a time, or you spend the whole day there. It's really up to the person that wants to work with me.
Now, and we've heard a lot about your community pieces. Could you talk about your own personal pieces? I know you've been working on a few, and we can, I know as viewers can follow along with your process. I know you share on your Instagram, which is Space Studio. I've also noticed on your Facebook page, it's Space Studio, you've been sharing your work, and then also. I want to talk about the work you've been doing on YouTube also, but please start by sharing about your own work, what you do outside of the community work.
Great. So I have this painting here. I'd love to show you. Let's see which way I got to move here.
Hmm. There you go.
So
Perfect.
this is actually my favorite painting too. So that's why it's in my videos on YouTube as well. And it's called "Look with Your Eyes, Not Your Mouth." And when people see it, I get different reactions. Someone told me that it reminds me of cannibalism, but
Hmm.
really I made this piece as a reminder for me not to lose my car keys or to look for it before I ask. So that's where I got the title, "Look with Your Eyes, Not Your Mouth." I like to do mashup kind of stuff like this, and I've been starting to branch out more into like kind of not as whimsical. I'm working on a big painting right now with two birds kind of fighting each other, and it's augmented. So when you come up to it with your phone, it moves. There's like an animation on top of it. Um, so yeah, for me, painting, I paint with acrylic. Just this last year, I started painting with latex paint, or exterior house paint. It was to get better at murals, and also because I got a bunch of it donated to me. I was very fortunate for that by the Restore um, collection in St. Cloud. They saved it up for a year. In the summer, I planned on using it for community stuff, but since it didn't go through, instead I'm using it on big painting, like big canvases. There we go. So yeah.
Cool. Cool. Thank you for sharing. The piece that I want you to talk a little bit about also, which may tie into another question, is recently you've had a YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel now, and you've been
Mhm.
putting videos regularly on YouTube. Could you talk a little bit about what your idea is with that and what you've been doing with your YouTube work?
Okay. So these community events are a wonderful way to meet people. I get asked a lot of questions. So I wanted to make something that was broad enough that anybody that wanted to be an artist in their field could follow these videos and get experience from it. Things that I've learned through time, not just in art, but maybe from my experience in the Navy or on the ambulance or from other artists. Put it in a place where people can go and find out. And the content is not right now. It's not about technique. It's about like being professional or things that you need to have as a person to be successful when you're stressed. I guess like next month I'm doing a whole bunch of videos on self care because you have to take care of yourself in order to continue to work on your work. Um, yeah, I've been very fortunate lately. Speaking of the art pieces, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to
No.
some of the art stuff completely. I have the big piece that I talked about is latex paint. I'm also using that latex paint on these really cool art stands. So that has been taking up a lot of my time. It's amazing. You have to go to Facebook or go to, it was in the paper. The paper covered the project
Hmm.
for the S Network. It's awesome. And so far, I've had about 15 kids help me. I think that's going to be the end of the community part, and now I'm going to put my spin on it. So that's going to be fun. The art kits or the art stand is just like a magazine holder, and they're going to put art kits in there. I think that's great because this summer that's what I got to do was hand out art kits, and I can tell you firsthand how impactful that is because kids would come up just to grab the art kits. We also had food and um, STEM kits, and they were just, "Can I get the art kit today?" It's like, "All right, here you go." So I'm really excited about that one. I'm also doing
Hmm.
some album art for TJ Laram. He's coming out with his new CD. His Kickstarter was backed, so I got to do that. I'm still working on that. It's been a lot of fun.
Cool. So you do commission work also, so people can contact you on probably through your website at Adam at spacestudio.com, and they can contact you to do some commission work, it sounds like.
Yep, I do commission work, and this is the perfect time because we're coming up on the holidays. So portraits, or I do I do a lot of animal stuff, and I've been fortunate for that because every year I try to do something for the Tri County. So I got really good at dogs.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Well, the community is a big part of who you are, and doing the container and having the community a part of that is a very valuable piece also. And you'll have your own, your own mark out there in the community also, which is a cool part about that. So I have another question about your YouTube video.
Mhm.
So during this time, COVID changed how you would do community work. Do you see that how have how has your art changed around COVID? Is the YouTube piece part of that? Maybe something that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for COVID, or how has it changed in other ways in your practice or you as an artist?
Well, so this summer, here's the COVID. I took out all the events that I had. So last year I did almost an event every weekend, and it was great. This year, all the events got canceled. I was going to go up north and do some mural work up there. All that was canceled. So it's like I got a lot of free time. That is definitely why I started the YouTube, was so I can communicate and share that with people. And also, I'm trying to branch out in a new way with the video work, trying to get like more experience in that way. I'm doing it's called Collab. It's in St. Paul. It's a Bill Murray Choice Award where two artists come together to work. And because of COVID, we couldn't work together. So we have been working together online. So I've been getting the tools to do that with like groups of people. So I can continue to do the community work without being next to people. I think I got your question. Kind of went off on that one, but
No. No, that's good. The YouTube and the collab piece, which is kind of neat too, because sometimes it's hard for people to get together, and even from miles apart. This is a great way for them to connect, virtually, that you can share also. So, what is some advice you give us on Space Studio that we can, as people watching, what's some advice you give people?
well, first, if you want to be an artist, you have to say it.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
a
and
good one.
yeah, then promote. You always have to promote yourself. So I'm an artist. Here's my art.
You just have to say it.
hmm It's such a huge thing. My first video was just about saying I'm an artist, and I got people writing me messages about it, saying like, "Yeah, it was really hard for me to do." And I think that's kind of a strange thing that it is, but I completely get it. It's hard to identify like that if you don't feel like you're ready. But if you're going into that and you want to do it, you just got to start off by saying it. So.
hmm I love that. Well, people can tune in and get more advice from you about and coming up. When is the next video coming out? When can we expect that?
The first Monday of every month, I'm gonna have a video.
Okay. So the first Monday coming up here in October, it'll be,
hmm
yeah, so October. I'm not sure what day that is, but
I
Monday,
have
the
to
first
look too.
Monday of October,
Yep.
your video will be about self-care and taking care of yourself, maybe not only as an artist, but as a, person living in today's world.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, it's 100%. Anybody can watch it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really important, especially right now with like the seasons changing. That's a really big deal, and I don't think people are very well. Maybe some. I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't aware of it, but it does play a big part on you. So that's kind of why I wanted to do those videos in October. I actually might maybe do it earlier because it's like, it's happening now. The seasons are changing now. That really impacts people's mental health.
hmm Well, we'll watch for that I'm sure on your Facebook page you'll share it, and on Instagram you'll share that. So what are some memorable responses that you've had about your work? I know that you shared when people look at the eyeball and the mouth, they have a response. Is there any other responses that have been memorable with your work, or maybe it's a community piece that was memorable that someone had?
Well, yes, I do. I thought about this earlier. It's like, okay, what? Well, I did that mural. I did a mural in New York Mills, and it was a community mural, so everybody got to work on it for however long they wanted in different areas. So, and I had kids and adults and every which way in between. And at the end of it, I was standing there with someone, the art director of the New York Mills, and they said, you know what? This looks like your work. And for me, that was huge. Like to have someone to be able to look at something and be like, hey, that's yours. That was very important. Like that made me feel great.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'd say like that, and too like when people come to an event and it's like their first exposure to like painting, and I'm the one who gets to provide that for them, like it means a lot to me. So yeah,
I bet through that too, you hear a lot of experiences from people who maybe have had experiences with painting in the past, and even putting paint to paper can be kind of stressful or bring up some feelings they have about it, and you could probably get to hear those also.
yes, actually, I heard one just like that from a close friend too. When they were in school, their art teacher kind of was too hard on them about it, so pushed them away from art completely. So after they worked on a painting with me, they went home and made their own art. So that was really cool that it turned around like that full circle.
What a great response to having an experience with you and painting. That's gotta be feel really good. Feel
It
really good to
does.
have that.
Hmm.
So what is a dream project you have? What would be some sort of dream project you have on the to add to your list?
I have so many dreams.
Good.
What I really want to do, 100%, and I've been working on it for like half a year or so, trying to get all the pieces together. And I want to have a permanent community project, something that can be worked on through the years, even if I'm not here. It's something that I worked on or brought, and paintable sculpture. So like it'd be a permanent fixture, and every other year or something, or we'll figure out a way to like change it all the time as it changes the community. I think I said that right.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't know. That's my dream is to have a permanent like paintable sculpture in my city.
That changes all the time. I
Yes.
think I remember you sharing a little bit about this with me not that long ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I I can't wait for that to happen, and I hope,
Me
make
too.
sure that you're the one thing that you're really great at, Adam, and that others will see after watching your video is, really letting our audience know what you're doing and where you're at and what you're working on. Through all your different pieces of social media, you really keep the viewers up on what you're working on. So I know that as that dream becomes reality, we will see it happening. I know we will.
I hope everybody gets to work on it too.
Yeah, there you go. Get your paintbrush and get over there
Mhm.
and start working on it. That's right. I love that. So is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we close out our time together here, Adam?
Yeah. Uh, so this is put on by Millstream and St. Cloud. Two
Hmm.
places I love St. Joe and I love St. Cloud. With COVID and everything, restaurants just starting to open up. It's very important to like go out and be in those spaces because those are the places that help artists get to where they want to be. I know Jules downtown is a place that I like to go. In St. Joe, there's tons of spots. Every time I go there with my daughter, it's like we get to try a new little area. So please go support local businesses. Check out my pages. If you're a welder or you can do fabrication and you're interested in that community piece, I need help with this. So
So we got a shout out here to someone that's a welder that can help with this community piece. I love that. We have a lot. I'm sure in our community there's someone out there that would love to collab or collaborate on a piece with you for our community. And that is one thing I have learned being in this area is there's a lot of people that are very creative and really do a lot for our community. So I'm sure there's someone out here that is going to hear that and contact you through your website at
mhm.
spacestudio.com. They can reach out to you there or message you on Facebook at Space Studio or on Instagram. Somebody will reach out and we can't wait to see what's next, Adam, and keep on doing great things and your art has been wonderful to watch. So everybody go check it out. Go check out his work. Thank you,
Thank
Adam.
you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.